All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your day, start to your day, whatever time it may be. And I have some very, very good news regarding the Shelby GT350. If you guys are excited, want to stay up to date with the build, feel free. Drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications to stay tuned because we are about to get the car back and I cannot wait. So if you are unaware, about a month ago, I broke the second stock transmission in the Shelby GT350. This car has been down for quite some time. That's why I have not been making videos. It's been down for a while because the front tire is deflated. I know some people have been asking why I have not been making videos on the Shelby GT350. That's why. The transmission is currently broken. I make update videos on this car. Every time I upload a video on the 650, I get a couple of comments, whether it be on Instagram or in the comment section of the video, while I'm making so many videos on this car and not the Shelby GT350. It is currently down. Now, the first transmission that broke, I actually sent up to Ben Calimer to get rebuilt. Now, I have some very good news about that transmission. Huge shout out to Ben Calimer because the built transmission is on the way back to me as we speak. I should be getting it potentially the end of this week, maybe the beginning of next week, but the stage of transmission that is being sent has been updated. Plans have changed and well, I technically don't have to turn the car down anymore. Matter of fact, I could turn it up if I wanted to. I don't know if I'm going to, but we have a stage 3, not a stage 2. We have a stage 3, 3160 on the way for the Shelby GT350. Now, the last update video I made on the Shelby GT350, I said that the car had to be turned down because unfortunately we were not able to get a stage 3 in time. The stage 2 was all that was available because the billet G-FORCE gear sets, they have to be shipped to Ben Calimer and then they are installed in the transmission. I was told that unfortunately those gear sets would not arrive in time for the transmission to be built, shipped, and obviously installed and broken in before Texas 2K. Well, I was just notified that some billet G-FORCE gear sets arrived ahead of schedule and they hooked up your boy with a stage 3 3160 transmission. Huge shout out to Ben Calimer Transmissions, man. This honestly completely changes the game because now I don't have to turn the car down. The smart decision would actually still be to turn it down, but I can stay on the 105mm pulley, potentially go down to the 100. I don't know, but the most important thing is the car is going to have the stage 3 transmission with the billet G-FORCE gear sets, which is going to be able to support the horsepower that I'm currently making and some. Because in all reality, I don't need to make like 1200 horsepower, 1300 horsepower, 9 to 1000. You know, I'm chilling. I say that now, but for real, I'm chilling. And with the stage 2, because it does not come with the billet G-FORCE gear sets, I was going to turn the car down under 900 because that's where the stock transmission I had no issues with under 900. As soon as I made, 950 with that 105 is when we broke 2 transmissions in under 30 days. I was like, we might need to go ahead and turn the car down. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that. This is both a good and a bad thing, but hey, you know what? At least we have a transmission that is going to be able to support the horsepower, and yes, I am beyond stoked. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the 650. I gotta go ahead and make a run real quick. We're soon gonna be able to jump into the GT350 again. I think I need to actually get gas in this car. I think I'm actually like on E again. I stay in this car. Yep. 13 to E. I know some people don't like it, but I am starting to like that ghost cam. But I don't know where I drove. car got dirty just on this side. Like, I don't know what happened. Gotta go ahead and wash the car. All right, we are on the road, and it looks like it's going to actually rain, which I really hope is not the case, because I potentially was gonna make a trip out to Mexico later tonight to get some runs in with the 650. I don't know, this car is super just fun to run. I don't know why. It's not necessarily like fast, but I think it's quick enough to mess with most bolt-on cars with what's done, but in all reality, like the lack of what's done. A cat delete and a tune and a back tire. The 650 is just great, man. I love it. I always recommend potential new Mustang owners to consider the S650, especially if you're looking for a manual car. Yeah, the car does have the clutch protection, because I know it's protecting the clutch, but it's honestly still probably protecting the transmission as well, which the MT82, you know, people say it's good, people say it's bad. I've gotten locked out a couple times with this transmission, but for the most part, I mean, I really can't complain too much. I mean, it's smooth when I need it to be smooth, you know, just regular driving and, you know, racing it. Honestly, not even that bad. The long gears do kind of come in handy though, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit too long for NA, but you know what? That fourth gear pulls like a freight train in this car, and I think that's why it's able to keep up with and beat quite a bit of 10 speeds, because when the 10 speed starts to kind of die off, like kind of getting into 6th gear, this car is still pulling hard in 4th. And I think if this car at like 373s or something like that, I think up top it would kind of fall short a little bit, but this thing, it's an animal up top, and it's very, very, very surprising, you know, the cars this thing can keep up with and even beat with the minimal mods, and the car being essentially, you know, full interior. I got everything back in the car. This car is on straight up daily mode right now, and the performance is still rock solid, which I really, really, really like. Whoa, buddy. People like that are annoying. Like, what is the point of that, bro? You knew you had to turn like way back there, and you just do all that nonsense. Come on, boss. All right, made it to the E station. Pumping that alcohol. There we go. A little 15 in it. I love how E85 is cheap enough that you can go ahead and put like 15 bucks in this thing and get it that race weight. I still don't know how I got it this dirty. It hasn't rained in a couple of days. Ugh. All right. Now going back to the Shelby GT350, because we have a stage 3 transmission with the billet G-FORCE gear sets, the clutch options have now been opened up also, because with that stage 2, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick with an organic clutch just to be safe, which honestly still wouldn't be a bad idea. But Ben Calimer did go ahead and recommend, with the stage 3 transmission that he builds and what I am getting, he recommends the McLeod RXT or the Vengeance stage 3 transmission. Now, I currently have the Vengeance stage 2 transmission in the Shelby GT350 right now. I don't have an issue with the stage 2 transmission, but the clutch feel is very heavy. A lot of people on the forum said that it was going to feel exactly like stock it was gonna be a lightweight pedal feel. The clamping force is good. It holds the power, even though mine is slipping, but in all reality, I did not brake the clutch in all the way. I did like half the break-in miles, which I'm 100% not doing that again. I'm gonna be doing the full 1,000-mile break-in, transmission and clutch. Obviously, that's gonna be done at the same time. But I think I am gonna go with the McLeod RXT, just for the fact that I've had McLeod in a number of other Mustangs that I've owned previously, no issues. I've already experienced a McLeod in a 3160 transmission car. It was a dark horse, and in all reality, I'm not gonna lie, that clutch feel felt closer to stock than the Vengeance Stage 2 did. And the Stage 3 is a 6-puck clutch, and I really do not want to drive around with a 6-puck clutch. Been there, done that. If you remember the OG FRS days, I put an ACT 6-puck clutch in there, and that was a bad decision. I smoked that clutch within a month, like no cap. That clutch was done within a month, partially because that was my first manual car, and I probably should not have went with that type of clutch the first time doing an aftermarket clutch. I was in way over my head with that clutch, and I really don't want to go through that again. I know I could drive the car with that 6-puck clutch, but just doing day-to-day things, you know, just literally taking it out to drive, taking it to the grocery store, taking it, you know, to meets, you know, everything except wide open throttle is going to be annoying and not fun. So I'm not going to go with that 6-puck clutch. I'm going to go with what I personally have experienced and I know works, and that's going to be that McLeod clutch. I know on the forums a lot of people say they don't like McLeod. It sucks with the Shelby GT350, with the 3160, but I know people firsthand that literally have the Vengeance Stage 3 with the McLeod clutch combo, and they're enjoying it. And considering the fact that I've had multiple McLeod clutches, all the 2 valves I've owned all had McLeod clutches, and you know, I didn't have any issues with that. So I'm gonna go with what I know works. Just gonna go and get that McLeod clutch in the car. Again, I know people in the forums say they don't work, but I've already been lied to on the forums. They said that Stage 2 felt like stock. It literally was the furthest thing from stock. That Stage 2 felt heavier than all of the cable clutches that I've had, and they were all McLeods. And McLeod cable clutches are heavy, ladies and gentlemen. That is a workout. So if I'm saying that a Stage 2 clutch that's not a cable clutch was heavier, I'll give it to you straight. That Stage 2 clutch did not feel anywhere close to stock. Not at all. But wide open throttle, that thing felt amazing. I ain't gonna cap. That thing felt great wide open throttle, but I'm confident that the McLeod clutch will feel good as well, especially considering the fact that Ben Calimer does recommend it with the transmission that he does build. Whew. But an organic clutch, that dude was coming up on me hot. The organic clutch also wouldn't be a bad idea, but considering the fact that I technically don't have to turn the car down, I'm probably not gonna do that. I could go ahead and throw that 100mm pulley on. I'm not gonna do that though, y'all. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Number one, I don't even have enough fuel for that. And I think that'd be foolish. That's a lot of horsepower. It already made 950 with the 105, and you know, it's already plenty fast. That 100mm pulley, man, that'd be too much. That's gonna be too much power. I know that. That's gonna be too much power. I would be scared to take the car out every single time on that 100. Shit, the 105 is kind of like fuck, but I think I'm gonna still go back to the 110. I think what I'm gonna do is, while I'm breaking the clutch, and I'm gonna go back to, what the hell? I'm gonna go back to the 110, take it to Dallas the first night on the 110, see what's up, and then if I get my head bashed in, I'm coming back on the 105, maybe the 100. We'll see, we'll see. If I go positive the first night, hey, look, we stand on that 110. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap, but if we get bashed in, we lose every race, look, I'm coming back on that 100mm fully. You best believe it. But yeah, y'all, I want to go ahead and make this update video for y'all about the Shelby GT350, because I know a lot of people have been asking about it, you know, why I'm not making content. Coming soon, just waiting on that transmission, which we're actually getting the proper transmission. So huge shout out to Ben Calimer. Again, they did not have to do that. I was gonna stick with that stage 2, but they got some billet G-FORCE gear sets at the shop a little bit earlier than expected, and they hooked your boy up. So now we can go out and represent and hopefully put some belt to ass. So yeah, let me get around the school bus real quick because I'm not trying to get hung up for 30 minutes. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. We'll probably be taking this car out to Mexico in the next couple of hours. So stay tuned. Catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there, y'all. Deuces. Why are we slowing down?